I was tired, and I think a lot of people are tired of watching other countries ripping off the United States. This is a great country. The country's losing $200 billion a year. When I build a building, a lot of the material has to come from China because...
Well, that's not right.
No, it's terrible.
It should be in the United States.
David, it's terrible. I wish it weren't so. But they manipulate their currency and they make it very, very hard to buy products in this country. And with good leadership, you could stop that immediately.
My father-in-law got continually frustrated, I think, by what he saw happening in so many cases across this country. And he kept saying, like, this isn't right, this isn't how it should be done.
And I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
I probably wouldn't, but I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country. And if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally.
I think the radicalism of the Obama years and the kind of tearing down America really ripped at him.
He begins to call me pastor in early 2000. Those of us who are Christians in a ministry understand
President Donald J. Racist is a person who's a bigot and is in the White House.
His comments about those women were racist.
It seems to me like the president will not be happy until there is not one single female Republican voter in the country.
He was lauded all over the world as one of the greatest businessmen of all times. And then all of a sudden, he decides to run for president, and it switches, and you have people coming after you. Like, I really don't think any president has had to deal with.
The media did the best that they could to try and rebrand him, because before the 2016 campaign, Donald Trump was a beloved American icon. Right. Internationally known, 100% name recognition. Hollywood star, right? And then all of a sudden he's running as a Republican and he's the enemy. He's the devil. He's a Russian spy. I mean, these are all the crazy things that came out after Donald Trump. The good news is he had 40 years of a brand. These same people who are trashing him on these news networks were the same people that wanted to attend parties with him.
Without Derek Zoolander, male modeling wouldn't be what it is today.
Excuse me, where's the lobby?
Down the hall and to the left.
Thanks.
Mr. and Mrs. Donald Trump. It's the Donald! Oh my God!
If you look at Donald Trump, the man who has a documented record out there that the entire 80s has been erased, the entire 90s have been erased. Donald Trump's history was never brought up between the 80s and 90s with regards to race or women, or people would have to acknowledge the fact that it was Donald Trump who worked with Jesse Jackson, and there's a video of Jesse Jackson himself praising Donald Trump for being a builder of communities and a builder of people. Praising Donald Trump for the space that he gave to black men to help them get involved in Wall Street.
I do want to express thanks to you, Donald Trump, for being with us tonight.
He is a man that sees potential. He doesn't see race. He doesn't see gender. He sees potential. He sees people.
He's humbled that he's given this job that so few in the history of our country can say they've had. He's enjoyable to be around, and it's not surprising because I think when you watch his rallies, he's enjoyable to watch. And I think just to see behind the scenes that he is the same person he is in front of the cameras, that he's just as funny behind the scenes. And it's not the case, I think, with every president, where there's this scripted image of who the person is out here, and then who he is behind the doors of the Oval Office is a complete mystery. This is the same person.
What do you want to be? That's a good idea. So you want your own business, and you're gonna make a lot of money, right? But don't run for politics after you do that.
He will probably be the only president to come out of office with less money than when he went in, because he's not doing this to write a tell-all book, his memoir. We all know Donald Trump already. We've always known him.
The Trump Winery sits on the Monticello Wine Trail just outside Charlottesville, Virginia. Carrie Woolard manages the property. She she offered to show us around via the scenic route.
I don't think there's a lot of turnoffs. There's a lot of exits. You just never know. There's a rest stop right there in the winter.
They resonate, they understand and feel a little bit closer to the president because they get to meet Don, interact with him, very personable, and out there fighting for his father. And I think it shows you, look how much he loves his dad and his family and willing to sacrifice against incredible odds with everybody coming after him. And he's really been, besides his father, the, biggest target. And
See, I want to retire and let Kimberly just fight for me. It's so much easier. She does such a better job anyway. Well, I just know when to get out of the way. Between my mother, my sister, my daughters, Kimberly,
your grandma,
the grandma, they're all very just impressive women. Go-getters, very alpha. And they just do it. And so it's awesome to see. And my father's really surrounded himself by them his entire life.
Yeah.
30 years before other people were doing the same thing because he sees competence and he rewards it.
One time, oh my goodness, and then one of our friends dared Don to go in and swim with the gators. So of course he did it. I mean, I was like, what is going on here? I was like, I'm gonna have to dive in and get him out of there, whatever. Don's so tough like his dad too. I mean, look, every day is an adventure. When you think about it, they were trying to put him in jail. And can you imagine, you come home and it says, Don Jr. is guilty of treason, punishable by death. I was like, well, let's make tonight a good night because apparently, according to CNN, there he is, singing your praises.
Falling asleep upstairs.
Come sit.
Only the president would say, let's take that stay-home mom and have her run the party. What a smart guy.
Well, by the way, but this is another example. I mean, I didn't even, it wasn't even in my sphere, but literally you have a woman in charge of the Republican Party under President Donald Trump.
It's always ironic that media trying to sell a narrative that's not true because they just say it enough times, and the fact they don't say there's strong women and women opinions in the Trump administration. I mean,
He's made a lot of history with women. Kellyanne the first campaign manager. You had Sarah Sanders, who was the first press secretary with children. I'm only the second woman in history to run the RNC. I mean, he really has made a lot of history.
When I see what Laura's done, when I see what you've done, Ronna, in terms of, I know your kids pretty well at this point, and I can tell you it's not easy. I can tell you